I wanted to film this video with you because I wanted to show you guys my new friend, our new family member, and this is Odin. Hi, Odin. Say hi, Odin. So Odin is our new pet. It's gonna be really hard to film this because he is in a very playful mood right now. So I have to give him lots of treats. I'm giving him little tiny pieces of cheese. Because yeah, he just woke up from his nap, and he always, after his nap, he is super active and playful. So I will show you guys him quickly. Here he is, little puppy. Odin, hey, what's nice? Huh? Schau mal dann die Kamera. So here he is. So he is actually a Standard Poodle. So Standard Poodles come in, I think, 3 or 4 different sizes, and he is the largest size. So he's going to be a full-size big dog. How do you like that cheese, Odin? And I actually just brushed him because they have really, really fuzzy hair, and they always need to be brushed. So come in, more cheese, more cheese, come in, more cheese. So we just got him on, when was it? Last Wednesday. He has been adjusting really well, and we did get him from a very reputable breeder. We went through the Swiss Poodle Kennel Club, and he is an apricot colored poodle. So poodles come in lots of different sizes, and he is the apricot color, so it's kind of like an orangey red color. Now his color still might change. He is only 11 weeks old at this point, so he could still change color as he grows. He is just an absolute joy. My husband and I have been absolutely loving him, and he's just the sweetest dog. And the reason we went for a poodle, well, I have a whole thing in the description. You can go and check out the description box. I will have all the reasons why we decided to go for a poodle, but the main one being that because of my allergies, there's only a few types of dogs that I could actually get, and the poodle is a very hypoallergenic dog. Here, look at that. Ooh, he loves this toy. He's a hypoallergenic dog, so that means a lot of people who do have allergies, they can get poodles because they don't lose any hair in the house at all, so they don't shed at all. A lot of other breeds, like they do cross breeds now, like golden doodles and labradoodles and stuff, they mix it with poodles so that they don't shed. And the other reason we decided to get him, here's another piece of cheese, he's very playful right now, is because I wanted a dog that's really smart to train, like a really easy to train dog, because poodles are super, super smart, so they're very easy to train, especially for first-time dog owners like we are. And also they're very, very athletic dogs, which is something a lot of people don't really know about Standard Poodles, is that they are actually hunting dogs. Yeah, they're actually super athletic. They don't really have like an odor. I mean, yes, they have like an odor, everything has an odor, but they don't have that typical like wet dog kind of scent. Come here, Odin. Yeah. And they are just super smart, they're super fun, they're very lovable. He is so lovable. He like loves to snuggle with us, especially at night when he's a little bit tired. Like right now he's not wanting to cuddle, he just wants to play because he's still very young. But yeah, it's been an absolute joy having him and playing with him. Here he is. He is just so sweet. He has his tail down here, of course. We haven't done anything to him. We're not docking his tail or anything like that. That's actually not allowed here in Switzerland. So he is going to be all natural doggy, right? How's that cheese tasting? If you want to, I've actually created an Instagram stream for Odin. So the Instagram account for him is Odin Standard Poodle. So if you want to follow Odin on Instagram, because he is a very socially active dog, he's a very social media savvy dog, you can follow Odin on Instagram. Here you go, Odin. Yeah. And I've already started like training with him. I've already taught him how to sit, and I've already taught him like a few other things, and that's another reason why I love this dog breed so much, is because they are super, super smart. It only took like a few tries for him to know how to sit and all that kind of stuff. Do you want one of these ones? These ones are not as tasty as cheese. He wants the cheese ones. This is a regular dog treat. You want this one? So yeah, I've already like started training with him. He is just super cute. He just loves learning. Like it's so crazy how fast that poodles, especially the standard poodles, how fast they learn stuff. Like they're the second smartest breed after Border Collies. Border Collies are a lot more nervous, so they're very easy to train. They're often used as service dogs as well, for blind people or assistance dogs and stuff like that, just because they are super smart and they are easy to train and they follow commands very fast. So here you go, another piece of cheese. You like the cheese. I think this is cheddar. So anyhow, I wanted to officially introduce him on my channel. And, you know, we did think about getting a dog for like over a year before we made the decision. This wasn't something that I just took lightly. Come on. Oh, he's like, he wants to go down. You want to play? You want to play with this? And yeah, follow him on Instagram because I do like to post photos there. Here, you want another piece of cheese? One last time? One last cheese? One last cheese? One last cheese. I'll show you guys him one more time. Here he is. Hi, Odin. Look. Look, Odin, you're so cute. There he is. So he's absolutely my absolute joy. Hey, do. He's like a little bit pissed off at me now. He's like, Mommy, I want to play. I don't want to do this stupid video. He doesn't like the dog treats. He wants human treats. All right, baby. So I'm going to put him down and maybe I'll just talk a little bit more about him and insert some photos and stuff of him because he's so sweet. So Odin is actually a Norse god, or like the overarching Norse god. So he comes from Nordic folklore. I wanted a unique name, obviously, and I wanted a name that was European based. The other kind of front runner was Magnus, like Magnus, but we did settle on Odin. It's been a little bit like, I don't want to say stressful, because obviously this is something that I chose for myself. It wasn't like I was gifted a dog or something. I mean, obviously I knew what I was getting myself into, but it hasn't been so easy. I definitely feel like I'm a mom now to a toddler or something like that. He's just beside me here in his crate. I can't just put him out in the house running around, because if I'm not watching him all the time, it's like a toddler. They get into stuff, they start chewing on cables, they start, you know, jumping on things, they can injure themselves. So you always have to keep an eye on puppies, because they are like little infants basically, or like little children. And now he's at the stage where he's like really comfortable with us. Like the first night that we got him, it was a little bit tough because obviously, you know, it was the first night, everything was new, but he did know us already because my husband and I wanted to make sure that we picked a breeder that didn't live too far away, so that before he comes and joins us at our house, that we could go and visit him 4 times before he joined our family. So we got him at 10 weeks. And he's just now starting his 11th week. So he's still really young, but oh my God, he is so adorable. Like, we are just absolutely overcome with joy. You know, getting a dog is obviously a huge responsibility that you definitely need to think about, because you do need to invest quite a bit of time. And also, if you do get a puppy, like if you get an adult dog, it's different, but if you get a puppy, you can't really just, well, you definitely can't leave him home alone. So you need to have either a job or someone who can look after your puppy the entire day, because I don't want to put him in a kennel or something like that. Throughout the day, I'm teaching him and I'm, you know, educating him on socializing him and, you know, telling him what he's allowed to do and what he's not allowed to do. So for us, it was really only possible because I can work from home. Like, if I didn't work from home, there was absolutely no way that we would ever have gotten a puppy. I mean, I obviously do a lot of outdoor stuff, like I go hiking, I go running, and Poodles, since they are super athletic dogs, you know, I think he'll be absolutely a perfect companion for that. Of course, not quite yet. He's still too young. He's not allowed to actually go out walking and running and stuff for too long, so we only take him out for stretches of like 10-15 minutes or something like that, because his joints are still forming, and if you actually over exercise them at a young age, it can cause permanent disabilities in a adult dog later in life. Right now, we only just take him out briefly, you know, to play with the ball. Like, we have some toys that we throw around for him, and we're already starting to train him. You know, I throw the toy, but he has to like sit before he gets it. How to drop things, like if I say drop it, he already knows that he has to drop his toy. Standard Poodles are actually retriever dogs. So originally they were used for hunting. You still obviously can use Poodles for hunting, and there are still people who use Poodles for hunting waterfowl, which is why they have that curly, intense coat of hair on them. They don't have fur like regular dogs. They actually have hair like we do on our head, except it's super curly. They are perfect for the water because it gives them a lot of warmth in the water. And that's actually where nowadays, when you see Poodles in the like dog shows and stuff, you know, they have these like crazy hairstyles. Obviously, we're not gonna have our poodle wearing these crazy hairstyles because they are just a ton of maintenance and a ton of upkeep. We're probably just gonna clip him short all the time. That's where those hairstyles actually originated from, because when the poodle was used for waterfowl hunting, they kept like the coat here long on the front over his chest because that protected his vital organs when he's in the water so that it doesn't get too cold. And then the little like 2 bumps on the back sometimes that you see on poodles, that's to protect the kidneys from cold in the water. And also the little bumps that you sometimes see on poodle, like when they cut it like that, they have little like bumps here on the joints, and that was also to protect the joints in the water from getting too cold. And then they kept the tail, the fluffy bit on the end, they kept that fluffy so that when the poodle was in the water and his tail is wagging, so that you could actually spot where the poodle is in the water. So that's kind of the sort of brief history of the poodle, and I think a lot of people have no idea about that. They see these poodles and they think, oh, it's just a stupid show dog and they're just very dumb and like they're very frou-frou and, you know, they love just prancing around and stuff, and that's totally actually not the case at all. They're very smart dogs. They're very, very athletic, and they love to jump and play and run around, and they're so graceful when they're running. Like the adult, I mean, right now he is so cute when he runs because he's still a little bit like wobbly on his feet, you know, but the adult poodles, they prance around like very elegantly. They kind of remind me of like a horse or something like that. He already knows how to sit. He knows like up, he knows come, he knows out, which is like leave it, and Platz, which is like to lie down. I've only started really training him like yesterday. I've already taught him all those commands. I mean, of course he doesn't have them down like solid yet, but he knows them all, and he will do them with a bit of coaxing, like with treats and stuff. And I actually use a clicker as well, so I watch a lot of videos actually here on YouTube on dog training techniques. Now we just have to routine, like always do it so he really gets it down pat. And we've already started like going out with him. Like yesterday we went out to a restaurant, we took him with us. Like I'm really focused on the dog when we get out because I want to teach him right away from the very beginning what he's allowed to do and what he's not. Because if you don't teach that from the very beginning, from the get-go, then they're going to probably have a lot of problems later on being correctly socialized in like public situations. And we've already introduced him to strangers, so there's already people who've obviously come to visit a few kids. He's already met a few kids, like young kids. We are going to the first time puppy school, so I actually can't wait because it's going to be a puppy socialization dog school where it's just puppies. You know, getting a dog is a huge responsibility, especially if you get a dog that needs a little bit more mental stimulation like poodles do. You know, really think hard about the type of dog that you're getting and if that dog breed suits your lifestyle. Just please don't ever get a dog just because they look a certain way or you think that that dog breed looks cute. Like that's the worst reason to get a dog. Often those dogs end up in shelters because, you know, people will get a dog just based on looks, and then they realize that actually that type of dog or that dog breed or whatever doesn't fit their lifestyle, doesn't fit their personality, and then they can't continue keeping that dog. Speaking of adoption, like I know because a lot of people's like, oh, you know, why did you go to a breeder and stuff, and why didn't you adopt? I definitely do think that adopting a dog should be your first step. So if you're looking at, you know, getting an animal, I would always recommend to first, you know, go to shelters, because I definitely do think that shelter dogs, you know, deserve a second chance. But for me, I just couldn't find a standard poodle at the dog shelter. I looked for about half a year, and I really wanted that particular breed because of my health issues with my allergies. There was really only a few dog breeds that I could get, and because I just know that the standard poodle most suits my lifestyle from his personality. That's kind of how I made the decision. I first kind of tried to think what my life is like and what kind of dog would fit into that scenario, and then I started looking at breeds. You know, I wasn't like, oh, I want this poodle because they're so fluffy or whatever. That's not how I came to that decision. You don't see them very frequently here in Switzerland. You see a lot of the smaller ones, like the small toy poodles and stuff, and I just didn't really want a small dog. They're a little bit more yappy happy. Standard Poodles are very calm. They don't bark a lot. Some people have already asked me if I could do a video about like puppy basics, kind of the things that I bought for him already. I haven't bought like loads and loads of stuff because you know, I want to buy things as needed, not buy like a ton of stuff and then end up not using it. Maybe I will do a puppy haul, what I bought for him and what we've already used, what worked and what didn't. So I will maybe film that. Of course, that will go onto my vlog channel and not on my main beauty channel. So make sure to subscribe to my vlog channel, and I will have more vlogs of him and stuff on my vlog channel. Yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I hope this has maybe enlightened some of you to the breed Standard Poodle, because I do feel like they do get kind of a bad rep. A lot of people think they're kind of stupid frou-frou dogs, and just please know that they're absolutely not. They're super smart and they're very athletic, intelligent, fun, family dogs. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you hopefully in the next one. Bye!